6v6 has returned to Overwatch and it has been a lot of fun so far. I am left asking only one question. Is this the format that Overwatch needs? Let's get into it. The first point I want to make in favor of 6v6 is that tanks are killable now when they make mistakes. No more light boss tank that can walk into the backline and survive. Even if they do get low, supports just heal them back up, repeating the same boring gameplay loop. No one likes that. The anxiety from playing the tank role fades away knowing that you have another tank to rely on regardless of skill. I cannot tell you how good it felt knowing that the other tank would bait attention from the enemy team while I was causing chaos in the backline as Hazard. Even playing in the front line as double main tanks felt good. Having this extra tank means that you can have an off day and it doesn't mean the game is lost for your team. Trust me, you will have off days. With one tank in 5v5, all the pressure is placed onto that tank to perform. And if they do not perform, the team loses 99% of the time. Yes, the tank role is that important and that stressful. The sad part is that you cannot even rely on your DPS or supports because they have their own roles to perform that is too different from what a tank does. Tank synergy was also a fun aspect, discovering new and old combinations. Rhine Zarya is a classic. I particularly enjoyed a Hazard Doomfist combination, becoming backline's worst nightmare while also being able to put out frontline pressure. DPS felt the same to me in both formats. Played 5 matches maximum. The impact you have definitely is less than in 5v5, but I don't think that is a bad thing because a DPS can now punish a tank if they make mistakes, which is nice and which provides opportunities to go for the backline. Going into the test, I figured support would by far be the worst role. Healbotting and being stuck in a location for too long as there is one extra player that can pressure you from the enemy's side. Boy was I wrong. I have been having the time of my life on support, which by the way is my main role. I am definitely healing way more than in 5v5, but I also get to weave damage into the fight while repositioning constantly to avoid pressure or find opportunities. Support utility feel better because there are 2 extra people on the field you can use those utility on. Getting an anti-nade with Ana on enemies or teammates is so satisfying in 6v6, like a damn drug. Killing on support is more about utility usage than damage output, which is definitely a different type of fun. Supports are under a lot more pressure to perform, but I think that's a good thing. It challenges your aim to improve by hitting more targets so they don't die. Your positioning needs to be on point to rotate away from danger and towards opportunities. Most of all, your decision making skills improve. The upside is that you get an extra body of protection. Juno in particular felt amazing in this mode. Felt like a dopamine rush with the torpedoes hitting targets and constantly flying around the map. There are, however, downsides to this format. The big one is your own playmaking ability on DPS and support. You cannot flag out as much as you can in 5v5, relying on your tanks to clear space and take angles for you. In a competitive environment with random people on your team, that is a bad thing. Especially if the tank combination is awful like a Mauga Loader. You cannot one-click as much as you could in 5v5. It has become very team-orientated, so I found myself swapping off Juno to another support when the situation called for it. In those cases, Juno could not do anything. This can be a good thing, but I think it's a downside because people just want to play what they want to play. My biggest issue with the 6v6 test was that it, by the time of recording, is only for quick play, which means that things like team comp, skill expression, kill times, etc. cannot be properly tested. Quick play is uncoordinated. On top of that, I need something to work towards, something to improve at and keep me going. Quick play does not do that for me. As much as I love the 6v6 test, it will not get engagement for 3 weeks if the competitive mode is not added. And I feel like the downsides, we cannot really test how bad the downsides are of team play without comp. With all this being said, 6v6 is the correct format for Overwatch moving forward, at least for the tanking role. We have had 14 seasons of 5v5 and the tank role has become progressively worse, constantly under pressure to carry your team. Every CC ability shot gets thrown the tanks away. You get counter swapped by the entire team and forced off your intended character. You get flamed the most out of any role. I should know since I flame tanks so much. It's honestly a bad habit at this point. 6v6 solves all those issues while keeping the game fun for the other roles. Not saying there will not be problems, both formats have their problems, but it sure beats having a late boss tank that has to perform or else they get flamed and dogged on. Tell me what you think about 6v6 in the comments down below. Do you like the format or do you prefer 5v5? That's it for me. Remember to like, subscribe, and I will see you all in the next one. Bye guys, flame out.